Welcome back to another edition of More to Live For. It's the voice of the North, man. Big North Productions, man. Tales of the North, man. We're going to get right back into it, as promised, man. Part 4 of the Quazir story, man. And like I said, man, no mask this time, man. So if you've been following the story, man, you know what I mean? Like I said, one and two, I kind of gave everybody like layout of who dude is, where he from, you know what I mean? And two, I kind of went in on the type of things that he was doing or whatever. I mean, and that led him to, you know what I mean, basically go on the run or whatever. So part 3, I was telling everybody how, you know what I mean, things up north where he was at in Vermont were going or whatever, like type of things he was doing or whatever. Different type of people he was meeting, and the fact that, you know what I mean, he was getting homesick and he was hearing stuff from back home, but it wasn't anything, you know what I mean, necessarily pertaining to that situation, but just like how everybody doing and the things everybody was saying about him. So, alright, so where I left off at, man, like I said, he was just coming back from Vermont, and he had, boom, popped up at his old high school, man, and went to it had been around this time, probably been like 6 or 7 months or whatever, and then I remember seeing him at a high school basketball game or whatever. And I seen, I'm like, yo, you know what I mean, like seeing a ghost or whatever, like I was telling everybody on part 3 or whatever. So, you know what I mean, I was able to talk to him, whatever. So I'm like, damn, dog, what's good, whatever. Then, you know what I mean, his instant reaction is like, you know what I mean, like, yeah, man, they counted me out, man. I heard what everybody was saying or whatever. The whole time, you know what I mean, he was able to keep in touch with, not necessarily his high school sweetheart, but a young lady that he was dating at one time. He was keeping in touch with her the whole time or whatever. So she was kind of telling him, you know what I mean, what being said or whatever. So he come back, like, and like, this 01, 02 or whatever. So like, you know what I mean, if anybody kind of remember the dress game, I'm going to try to paint the picture, man, so you'll understand what the homie had on. You know what I mean, like the dark green fatigue state prop jacket or whatever. You know what I mean? Some kind of polo shirt that had some burgundy in it, but it was mostly green though. And then, you know what I mean? Fresh pair of beef and brock Timbos or whatever. So yeah, he was giving it to him or whatever. And like I said, like, he had been gone for a minute, and people had already, you know what I mean, kind of marked him off or whatever. So when people seeing him, it's kind of like they seeing a celebrity or whatever, but at least seeing somebody that they had marked off or whatever. So his, you know what I mean, the way he carrying it or whatever, he's like, yeah, whatever, man, like, y'all in my face now or whatever, like, but, you know what I mean, you've been talking about him, keep talking what you were talking about. The whole time he catching eyes, for one, the same resource officer who office he ended up getting to when everything had went down at his high school, he caught his eyes or whatever. So, you know what I mean, I remember him telling me, like, yeah, dude looking at me or whatever, like, the same resource officer, you know what I mean, basically kind of the last one that seen him at the school or whatever. So he caught them eyes, but also he getting a lot of eyes of you know what I mean, females or whatever that really weren't really paying attention to him, whatever. But like I said, man, he done came back home after they done marked him off, and he killed him with the beef and brock, and then just his whole presence, his whole aura, you know what I mean, it's like, it's appealing to a lot of people or whatever. Like, cause like I said, people acting like they seeing a ghost or whatever. So he getting eyes from, you know what I mean, like I said, females that he really ain't, you know what I mean, really, he ain't crossed their mind before, in a nutshell. So he catching their eyes or whatever. So like, he ain't really paying attention to it, whatever. He know what it is, but his mind is really on something else or whatever. He's thinking about two things: who the people that's been talking down on him, and the people that's supposed to be getting it or whatever. Like, as far as like on the level of things where then, like, you know what I mean, O2 on the high school level or like that, whatever. So like, his whole play is like, he basically gonna use one of these chicks that don't give a damn about him, to go get one of these damn fake dudes that's been talking about him. So, you know what I mean? That's the type of time that he was on when he came back or whatever. In a short amount of time, he had already, you know what I mean, set up quite a few, you know what I mean, low-level drug dealers or whatever. I remember one dude he was telling about in particular, he got a chick to help him with that, and he took all dude weed or whatever and damn slapped him with the money. Like, if anybody seen ATL or whatever, kind of like that or whatever. Like, he scared dude so bad, dude was pulling out the money. He's like, nah, you keep that. Slapped him with it, took the smoke or whatever, and just kept the G or whatever. So, but I know he was on some time like that in a short amount of time that he came back or whatever. But you know, he was the stay was nonetheless the stay was short because he was down here for that I want to say like a week, man, and like soon as everybody was, you know what I mean, starting to hear that he was back in town or whatever, or thinking, or the people that knew he was here thinking that he gonna stay or whatever, man, that dude was right back on the damn plane and right back in damn Vermont so damn fast or whatever. So that's kind of you know what I mean, I just want to give everybody the rundown on kind of what happened once he, like I said, on part 3 I was telling y'all he came back home for a minute or whatever. He was a little homesick, but while he was home, that's what happened, and he didn't stay, and he went right back up there. So he get back up there or whatever, man, right back to the same routine, man. Right back to the same routine of everything that he been doing. You know what I mean, as far as like on the up and up back, working at his job, you know what I mean, like really trying to get his shit together, man. He really trying to get his shit together around this time. He's like I said, he's working or whatever, and he's still trying to get with the school thing or whatever, and then like around this time, like he's still relatively young, 18, 19, around this time he get introduced to the idea of Job Corps or whatever, so he go back and forth with that, trying to figure out if he was going to go to that or not. From my understanding, he was on the verge of doing it, but for some reason, even though he was all the way in Vermont, Maine was too far. And this is somebody from around here, so go figure. Like, Maine was too far, and he already in Vermont, so that didn't fall through. And you know what I mean? Like, he said that he was just going, you know what I mean, through his, you know, through the day-to-day thing, man, of, you know, really settling down in the city life, man, and, well, city life compared to here, and, yeah, just working. He did mention something around the time that he was, like, starting to go to a night school or whatever, so, like, I don't know if he got his GED then or later, but he did get it, but he definitely didn't want to go to Job Corps. He was just doing the, not necessarily 9 to 5 thing, but working, you know, a job that a teenager could have, whatever. And like, that's when he told me that he was on his way to New York for something. I think he was going shopping. So I don't necessarily know exactly how many hours it is or how long it takes, but I know it's a good ride from Vermont. So, and he was telling me in this process, man, you know, he was, you know, riding him and, you know, his niece dad or whatever, and a couple of their friends. They just riding, man, and out of nowhere, man, they a car run a stoplight, man, and side spike, boom. And I'm gonna end it right there with part 4. Stay tuned for part 5, man. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. If you already subscribed, make sure you hit that notification bell, man. You get these good videos as soon as I drop them, man. And I'm going to keep this good content coming for y'all, man. Shout out to all my subscribers, man, all my viewers, man. Definitely appreciate all the support, man. One hand wash the other, both wash the face, man. It's the voice of the North. Why settle for less? My last name's Moore. We out.